In this video, we're going to cover the course syllabus in brief detail. It's your responsibility to read the syllabus fully. You'll be tested on your understanding of the syllabus. We need to think of the syllabus as our standard operating procedure. If we drill into our syllabus, the very first thing that we see is our schedule is asynchronous. And asynchronous means that you're working in an online learning environment and your instructional materials. The Cengage software will be available at any time that you need to access it, as well as any supplemental lectures that we have. You can just work on your own schedule. Of course, there are due dates that you need to work towards, but you can do it in the morning or in the evening or whenever your schedule permits. Next, we have our course instructor information. This information has been available on other locations of our course site, but it is also included in our syllabus. So that gives the office location, my phone number, and office hours. We have our course description. This is a 3-credit course. You can go ahead and read the description here. We are providing the Cengage MindTap platform as part of the first day access for this class. When you paid your fees for this class, it included your MindTap Cengage platform as well. This is going to provide you with your e-text. It also is going to provide you with the platform for doing your simulation and training and unit exams. We have a need for a computer with access to Microsoft Office 365. This is the Pro Plus or Microsoft Office 2021. If you have a computer that runs Windows or Mac OS, you can download the Microsoft Office 365 Pro Plus and install it on your computer for this class. If you have a Chromebook, unfortunately, you will not be able to do that. This software is available for you as long as you are a student at Rock Valley College. So you'll be using your student email in order to sign up for it. We'll talk about that in more detail later. We have our course objectives. We've already looked at that on the course overview. We also have our course assessment and outline. This is going to indicate that each one of the categories for the assignments, we have videos assignments, we have skills training, we have skills exams, we have simulations, we have reviews, etc. They all get broken up into different groupings of assignments, and each of those groups is worth 20% of your total grade. For instance, if you decide that you don't want to do the SAM projects and the HTML projects because maybe you don't have access to Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft PowerPoint, and you don't want to drive to campus, the downside is you're going to be forfeiting 20% of your grade. So that might be something you want to think about before deciding to skip a category of assignments. With our grading structure being weighted, our weighting is going to be applied in Eagle. So Eagle is our source of truth with respect to our grades. Within Cengage, there is a location that has the ability where you can check your grade, but that's not necessarily going to reflect the true adequate grade because it doesn't have the weightings applied to it. It also doesn't have all of the assignments because we're going to have HTML project that's going to be outside of Cengage. We're also going to have tests that are outside of Cengage. We're going to have some activities for extra credit outside of Cengage. So some things are not going to be available through Cengage, and the only place that we would have everything is going to be within Eagle. So if you have some type of a question later on the semester about, well, why doesn't my grade match from Cengage to Eagle? That is the reason why, because the weights are not applied there. We have a normal grading schedule. 90 to 100 is an A, 80 to 89 is a B, 70 to 79 is C, 60 to 69 a D, and anything under 60 is going to be an F. We have our methods for assessing essentially all the different assignments. We are going to have a final test, not necessarily a final exam, but that's going to be during finals week and is due by Wednesday, May 14th at 11:59. You'll have several days to do it. You can pick whichever day you want to take it. It just needs to be completed by Wednesday, May 14th at 11:59 p.m. The last day to withdraw from this course is going to be Thursday, April 10th at 5 p.m. The expectations for this class, we've kind of covered this before. They're same as what was shown on the About Me. You'll want to take a look at those in more detail with late work, and I'm going to go through this once again. We have everything that's going to be available through Eagle. If you drill into assignments from Eagle, you should be in good shape. If you decide that you want to start drilling into one assignment and then working on all the rest of your assignments through Cengage, you can certainly do that, but you may end up missing an assignment. So I would make sure that if you're going to do that, that you check back to ensure that you have everything completed for the week. Assignments that are only offered in Eagle, and that means your HTML project, the extra credit, your test, there is no late date. If there is a specified date that it's due, you have to turn it in by that date. Some of the assignments in Cengage, the exams, the assignments, will be accepted up to 1 week late for a significant penalty of 50% off. That's going to be everything except for the very last week, because we don't really have an extra week at that point to allow for late work. If you have partially completed an assignment, you should always turn it in. It's better than not getting any points there. And most of the homework, notice most, not everything, because you'll have, again, the HTML project, you'll have some tests, you'll have extra credit opportunities from within Eagle. Most of your homework will be submitted through Cengage, but there are some things that will be submitted through Eagle directly. This is the detailed weekly topic outline. You can take a look at that. Should match your assignments that you see in each module for the weeks. So just quickly scrolling through that, you should be aware of the academic honesty standards and procedures. And one of the other things to note here is if you are not actively pursuing this class, and what I mean by actively pursuing is if you skip 2 weeks of work, it doesn't necessarily have to be 2 contiguous weeks. Like if you skip all the assignments in the first week and then you skip all the assignments in the 5th week and it's time for me to report midterm grades, I'm going to withdraw you from the class because you have skipped 2 weeks of work. And in my mind, you're in a precarious state for trying to successfully complete the class. So I'm going to withdraw you because in the long run, getting a W is much better than getting an F. So you may see that I drop you from the class if you are not actively pursuing the class. The electronic device policy does not apply. You can take a look at some of this other template type information here. We also have our alignment of outcomes. If you're interested in seeing that, you can take a look at what our program outcomes are. We have our course objectives, and then we also have the ISL. And you can see here we have a couple of the checkboxes checked for the ISL, and you can take a look at what that cross-reference looks like. We have some resources, and then of course the overall disclaimer that sometimes when there's a need, we may update the syllabus, and if that happens, you will either be notified via email or through an announcement for my classes that has happened. Because remember, this is our standard operating procedure for the class. We need to make sure that it reflects what's going on in the class. Make sure that you take a look at it in more detail because there will be a quiz on it.